Hello friends, welcome to Tech with Yardi. Today we are gonna learn how to build a basic calculator app using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. This is what the app which we are gonna build. Enter two valid numbers, click on the operator, you can get the result. You can also reset all the fields with just one click. You can have error handling as well. When user enters any invalid characters and click the operator, we throw the error message to the user. So let's get started. Hello friends, let's start coding for this calculator app. For developing this app, I am using Microsoft Visual Studio Code editor. Downloading and installing Visual Studio Code is very easy. Just go to this path code.visualstudio.com/download and then select the executable file as per your PC OS and as per your operating system, whether it's a 34-bit 32-bit operating system or a 64-bit operating system. Just download the executable file and run it, and just follow the on-screen instructions to install the VS Code. Once you install the VS Code, you get an empty screen. What you can do, you can go to any folder, any path in your system, and just create an empty folder. For example, let us say just create an empty folder like JavaScript, and just right click and click on open with code. So this is what you get. First, create a new file using this. Let's name this as index.html. This is the root HTML file which will be loaded when we call the JavaScript app, and then create a new folder, let us say scripts, for storing the JavaScript source files, and inside scripts create a file, let us say app.js. JS.js is the mandatory extension for JavaScript source files, and in the index.html just type doc and then press tab. So you get a basic HTML layout with a header and body, and press Ctrl B to hide the Explorer. I just pressed Ctrl and plus to zoom in the view, so just you can see the code more clearly. And let's give our app a name, heading with h1. After typing h1, just press space, so it auto completes the h1 tag with the with corresponding closing h1 tag. So let's give this as name calculator app, and then press Ctrl S to save this file. In order to open this HTML in your Google Chrome browser, the default browser will be Internet Explorer. For better results, always use Google Chrome. So in order to change this setting, just go to File, go to Preferences, go to Settings, and then search default browser, and then here you can edit with the Google Chrome browser name as Chrome. So then you get an option, just right click on the code once after saving the index.html, open with default browser. So this is the heading which we have given. So now we start coding the body. Let's give a enter a number, and we create an input box here. Let's name class is equal to box, and type equal to number, so as user can input only numbers in the box, and Let's give this an element and ID. As num1. Just control save and open this new default browser. Then give a break between the boxes. Just copy this line and paste here. Just change this as ID as num2. Then again give a line break. Then start a separate division for the buttons. Let's give the class name. Let us say as buttons. Then we give a text with the operator. Just cut and paste in this. And then we start coding the buttons. Say class equal to operator and ID as add button, and the symbol should be displayed as plus. Just copy this, paste and paste and just edit this as SUB button. This one has a multiply button and this has a division button. You can give either minus symbol or you can also type as ampersand minus. For multiplication I am using small x, and for division I am using division symbol. So let us save this and relaunch in the app. So we get a basic layout. So as of now we are not included any styles for this. So first we code the JavaScript for this, and also give a line break again. We need to create text and box for displaying the results. Say as result. This is also a text input box. Just start typing the some of the letters of the command and press tab it so it auto completes that command for you. And this its type is equal to a, let's say it as text. This class is again box and give the ID as result, and also this create a button for reset button class is equal to reset id as reset button, and the text inside the button will be reset. Just save this and refresh the page, so you get a basic layout of the app. In order to show the Explorer, just press Ctrl B. Now go to app.js. So we have to capture whatever the user has inputted in these boxes. So let us say let a is equal to, we have this JavaScript methods document dot get element by id. The id is, name of the id is num1. So we are targeting this text. Since we are capturing a text box, we have to read the value of the text box. Let's create a function for adding the numbers. And also the document.getElement by id always returns a string. So in order to make it a number, we have a built-in function as parseInt. Which makes the result as a number, so we can perform mathematical operations on that. First we need to add the event listeners for the buttons. For adding the event listeners to the buttons, just give the button id and use this method add event listener. Let's read the click event on the button on the operators and just give the function name. Let us also declare a field result equal to. So let is the command to define a variable. For now, just we do result is equal to a plus b. For the function add, the variables a and b are not declared inside the function, but still the variables inside functions will be hoisted upwards towards the scope of the functions or the blocks. If a variable is declared with let in this function, then that will be available only for this function. Or if a variable is declared inside a if and end if blocks, and that will be available only in that particular if and end if blocks. So this process is called as hoisting in JavaScript. So if there is no declaration for these variables, it just goes upwards towards the source code and just finds the declaration. If it finds nowhere, then it shows a error. So for now I am just doing console.log result. So let's save this, run it. So nothing happens. Why? Because we didn't add the JavaScript source files in the index.html. So in order to do that, at the bottom of the HTML page inside the body, create a tag called script. Inside the script tag, type src and give the relative path of the app.js file to the index.html. App.js file is inside the scripts folder. So I have given scripts/app.js. Now save this and go to app.js. Since even we didn't declare a here, it has got the type of number since we have used parseInt method. So the resultant of the parseInt would be a number. So let's save this and launch in the browser. Just enter a number. Press F12 in order to open the console and click the operator. So you get not a number. Since this is not executed because we are calling only the add function here and this is not executed yet, so we are not having any result here. So what we do, we move this code here, save it, relaunch it. So now you get the result. So for now I am just logging on the result to the console. Instead of this, I want to write the result into the result text box. So the box ID is result. So in order to read the value of the element or write a value to element, we can use document.getElementById. Document.getElementById. ID name is reset button dot value as result. Let's save this and run it. Enter two value numbers. Add. Sorry, the ID of the result button is resbtm. So let's relaunch this and run it. ID of the result button is result. So let's save this and run it. So you get the result here. So to the result box. Similarly, we create the event listeners for other buttons as well. Just copy, paste, paste. So the subtract button operator is subBTN and mulBTN and divBTN. So we create a function subtract expression as multiply as divide. Just create functions for each operation. So let's save this and run into the browser. So all the operators are working fine: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So we need to add the error validation for the input which user have entered. So first of all, we check whether the result of this parseInt is a number or not. For this, we have a special function called isNan. Is not a number. You have to check that property if the value of a is not a number or not, or if the value of b is not a number or not. So if either of the numbers are not valid, then we are going to throw error message. So we are going to say alert enter two valid numbers. Else we are going to add the two numbers and then display the result to the user. So as of now, we added validation only for the addition. So just relaunch this. So I have entered two minus symbols here and we get the error message, and we cannot perform addition. Even if I leave the second value, then we get an error message as well. So now if we keep on adding this code, so the code becomes very lengthy. So in order to make the code more readable and more easier to maintain, I am going to make this each functionality as a block, as a separate function. Let us say capturing the numbers is a separate function and validating and performing the operation as a separate functions, so that the, the code repetition will be eliminated and the code will be more readable and easy to maintain. For example, if you want to change the element id of the box 1, so you have to change in 4 places here in this case. So if the code is more having more functions and each function has its own tasks, then the code will be more easy to maintain. So we start creating the individual functions for each operation. So let's keep this. We create a function for reading the numbers. Let's name this function as get number 1. let is just copy this line, paste here, and this function will return the result to the calling function, and create another function for reading the second input. Let's name this as get number 2 and let p is equal to, and this as num2, and this will return the second number to the called function. And we create a function for validating the user input, and let's name this function as function validate input. So we provide the parameters for this function as a and p, which are to be validated whether they are numbers or not. So we use this notation called camel case notation. The starting letter of the function name would be a small letter, and each word in that string will be started with a capital letter. So this is called camel case notation. We use this for variables, function names, etc. And this is the industry standard. We receive the two numbers if is nan of a or is p. If either of the two entered numbers is not a number, then we return false to the calling function. Else we return true to the calling function, saying that the two numbers are valid. And then we create a separate function for performing the operation based on the operator which was clicked on the app. So for performing the operations, we need three parameters: the actual two values and the type of operation which we have to be performing on the numbers. So first we create a variable here, let result equal to 0 if condition is if operator is equal to plus. These are three equal signs. This is for comparing the value. Then we evaluate result as result equal to a plus b. Else if, and just copy and paste the other. The operator is minus, then the result would be a minus b. Similarly, the operator would be asterisk. The operation would be multiplication. So the operator is division, and the result would be a divided b. So let's check the parentheses. This closed here, this closed here, this closed by this closed by this. Once the operation, one of the operation is done, then we are going to set the result Inside the result box, get element by id, result dot, the value of the result should be the calculated result. Now we change the add function. So first get the two inputs. For this we call the get number one function. Read the second input by calling the get number two function. Then now call the validate function. If validate input and pass the parameters a, b. If we are getting true from that method, then we can perform the operation on the numbers. Since it is an addition, we provide three parameters as a, b and the operator symbol. In case if this condition fails, we throw the error message to the user, else alert enter two valid numbers. So just save this and launch in the browser. So we're getting the result. If we enter any invalid character, then we are getting the error message. So this is working fine. Similarly, we change the functions. Subtract, multiplication and division. Just remove this content and paste the content. And here the subtract function should be minus. Similarly in the multiplication. So I changed all the functions. So let's save this and run in the Chrome. So if I give a valid number, so everything is working fine. So this is how you make your functions more readable and easier to maintain. So let me explain the flow once again. So first we created the buttons in the HTML and we added the event listeners to the buttons, and we added the functions to the event, attached the functions to the event listeners, and then we created the functions for each operation. So whenever the add operator is clicked, this function will be executed and this function gets the numbers first, and if the validate input function returns true, then we call the perform operation by setting parameters as the two input values and the operator which is pressed on the app. In case if the validate input method returns false, then we throw the error message to the user. And also we do one more thing here. We set the result value to the blanks, because it holds the previous successful result in the result field. So I have added this document.getElement by id and set the result value to blanks just before throwing the error message. And now we can create the styles for this app. To add the CSS files, first create a folder inside the JavaScript. Let's say this as styles, and inside styles create a file as styles.css. So first we add the style for the operators. So we give dot operator and we enter the parameters like background color green, border as none, color as white, padding should be 8 pixel and 12 pixel, text align should be center, and text decoration is none. Display all the buttons in a horizontal manner using this inline block, and the font size of the text should be 10 pixels. So let's save this, and don't forget to add this CSS style sheet to the index.html inside the header. Add the CSS inside the header of the HTML using this tag as link as style sheet, and path should be styles slash styles dot css. Let's save this. Let's save the app.js and relaunch the browser. So now you can see styles applied to the buttons. Let us apply remaining styles to the remaining elements. The link tag is not closed properly, and that's why we are getting the header as incorrect format. For time saving, I have added the CSS to other elements as well. Let us say for the reset button, for the box elements, for the h1, and for the bold texts. Let's save this and relaunch. So this is what the app which we have designed now. So let's check once again. 25, 21, 6, 1.5. So the reset functionality is not enabled. So we have to create a add event listener for the reset button as well, and then call the reset function. So this will be reset button. On the clicking the reset button, we have to call the reset function. So all the JavaScript statements should be terminated with a semicolon. It's not mandatory, but it's make the code more readable. We'll create a new function for reset function reset. So inside the reset function, we just set all the elements to blanks. So let's copy this. Copy and then copy. So the num1 should be set to blank, num2 should be set to blank, and the result also should be set to blanks. So now save it and launch in the browser. And then resets all the fields. We can see here that the result is editable, but the result should not be editable. It's only an output. So in order to do that, I'm changing one parameter here inside the result. To make this result as read only, we set the parameter as read only inside the HTML tag of this box. Just save it and launch in the browser. Enter the numbers, click on add, and now we can't edit the output. Click reset. So we discussed about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, functions. Using the functions, we can make our code more readable and more easier to maintain. We discussed about isInt function, parseInt function, and document.getElement by ID. We also discussed about buttons and event listeners. So, and this is how we build the basic calculator app using JavaScript. JavaScript is an amazing programming language. We can do a lot more stuff using JavaScript. If you like this video, please click thumbs up icon below and share the video. Also, please subscribe to my channel Tech Vidyarthi for further updates. See you in the next video.